We look ahead then now because, of course, we're getting into this really busy fixture period now. Of course, we've got Villa next.
He'll want aggression on the pitch like he played. He'll want to press. He'll want energy.
Teamwork. He's better than it relying on individuals.
And they've got some good players.
Welcome to Matchday Live. Julian, I noticed you've got the same fashion sense as our Pep there.
Yes, well, who wore it best is going to be up in our next segment.
Did you ever do that in the dressing room? Would you ever do Secret Santas around Christmas as a squad?
Yeah, but you can't reveal what was...
I'm not even going there.
My teammates, the club, there was like a family.
Huge competitor, great lad in the changing room, loads of personality. And yeah, it was a joy to play with him.
This is over in Wuhan in China. Unbelievable.
I got it right. I got it.
Do you know how many appearances you have for City?
Lower than that.
I have this running joke with the boys in the studio as well. I've got so many favourite players.
It's everybody's Shaun's favourite player.
And Shaun's already talking about his favourite players. Yeah, he's having a laugh there, is he, Shaun? We've had Esme Morgan and Janine Becky going around the stadium enjoying a match day experience. We're going to hear from them in just a little bit.
Let's go!
Matchday Live is going to be with you throughout the season. We'll be back for Aston Villa.
I'm sure it's going to be a really, really cracking game. Great atmosphere for sure, because Steven Gerrard there getting the 2 results, and you just know what it's going to be.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Match Day Live. My name is Natalie Pike, and I'm your host this evening, ahead of our Premier League game against Aston Villa tonight at 8 o'clock. And it is, of course, the first game of a very, very busy December month ahead of us. I'm joined tonight in our studio in the Etihad Stadium. We're in Manchester. Look at that beautiful view behind us, by 2 genuine giants of the game, although giants, Shaun, maybe not.
I knew that was
Wait,
coming.
do you know what? That's not even in my script. That's just happened. It is, of course, Shaun wright-phillips.
Stool up or something? No, I got my booster seat.
And making his debut tonight on Matchday Live, it is the wonderful SHay Given. Welcome, SHay. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, great to be here.
Very nice of you to be here. And you, as always, Shaun, nice to have you. Becoming a regular now with us, aren't you?
I think it's taken a bit too long for that now.
And on the Manchester City app tonight, doing your co-coms, you have the wonderful Michael Brown. He's alongside Ali Mann, who obviously the best commentary in the business. If you haven't tuned into the commentary on the app yet, I fully recommend it. Now, you might have noticed straight away that the 3 of us are all wearing the away shirt or the away bits and bobs. That these guys got given hoodies. I'm just saying, I didn't get no free hoodie, but these guys got given the hoodies as well. But we are all in the away shirt, and it is for a very, very good reason. Because our away shirt was created using a very special dope dye technique, and it reduces the water that is used. Now, that is because we have a really special partnership between Puma, Citizens Giving and Xylem to tackle water challenges around the world. Now, 1 in 3 people globally do not have access to clean drinking water. So Puma, Citizens Giving and Xylem are supporting football and water education programs around the world, combined with clean water access for communities in need. The first projects kicked off in July and are already having an amazing positive impact on young people in those cities. In Mumbai, Xylem have installed a clean water tower serving the daily drinking needs of 1,800 people. And later in tonight's show, we're going to head over to our project in Sao Paulo to find out what's been happening there. So we are very proudly all wearing the away shirt tonight in support of that incredible project. So big thank you to everybody that is involved in that project. We are hugely proud of Citizens Giving and everything that they do. So really looking forward to having the hour with you tonight, gents. And SHay, have you been pre-warned by anybody of our previous guests what it's like on this show?
Not yet. And I was looking for a makeup artist when I first turned up. I had no makeup artist, and then they gave me the tracksuit top. We had to swap tops because I couldn't fit into that one. I mean, they put on a bit of weight. They're too muscular. I don't know. You can make up what you want of that. But no, it's great to be here. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit different with an empty stadium in the backdrop, but it's nice to be on, definitely. Yeah.
And of course, you've got your link with Villa as well, so it's almost perfect that you're on tonight as well.
Years of Villa as well, so yeah, it's a big club, Villa as well. So I'm looking forward to the game.
Are you when you're playing against when you're watching games of two of your previous clubs? Are you kind of in the middle, or are you proudly City tonight?
Yeah, well, I live in Manchester, so I'll have to go for the City side for sure. I mean, I've lived here now for a long time, and I get to the games. I was at the game last week, Shaun. Actually, we seen it the PSG game last week, and come to as many games as I can. My son started coming now a lot as well, so yeah, it's nice to come, definitely. Yeah.
Well, it's 2 minutes away from team news, everybody. You know by now that this is the very first place that you get your team news. We will bring it you the second it's out, and then we'll instantly get the opinion of these two greats next to us, giving you their thoughts on the team. So you guys were both at PSG. Were you at PSG as well, Shaun?
Yeah, I was. Sadly, I got to see SHay shouting abuse at me as he always does.
He was in the expensive seats. I was more towards the back, like, you know.
Yeah, he's got his roots in.
But I was happy to get a ticket anywhere, to be honest. Such a big game, so he was in this comfy seats, you know.
What did you make of that game?
I thought it was a brilliant game. I thought the boys were fantastic, especially after they sounded out PSG after the first 15 minutes. They just got better and better and better, and PSG just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal performance, wasn't it, SHay?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of looking from the outside at both teams. I thought I was a bit disappointed in PSG in the last 20 minutes because it looked like they didn't not try, but it's more because City were that good. They kept the ball so well, they couldn't get the ball off them. Because normally when you're losing a game with 10 minutes to go, you sort of throw caution to the wind, don't you? But they just couldn't get the ball off City because City were so good, you know. And it was a great night, full stadium as well, brilliant.
Oh yes, what a night! What a night! Right, we've got team news. It's just out. This is the first place to get your team news. So here we have our starting 11 for tonight's game against Aston Villa. So you can see there that in goal it is Ederson, and I can tell you from my calculations that this is 3 changes to the team that beat West Ham at the weekend. So you then have Cancelo, Diaz, Ake and Zinchenko. So we're presuming there that Cancelo would be right back and Zinchenko left, but we'll find out. And then in midfield you have Rodri, Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva, Riyad Mahrez, and then up front Gabriel Jesus and Raheem Sterling. So looking at the subs bench, and you'll notice an absolutely packed bench of stars from our EDS team. So you'll see Stefan Carson, and then the good news, Jack Grealish and Phil Foden are both back from injury and make the bench tonight. And then you can see moving into these youngsters from the EDS team, or most actually who played on Monday night as well, by the way. So you've got Mbete, Cole Palmer, McAtee, Lavia and Wilson Esbrand. And also Palmer and McAtee scored in that victory against Leeds on Monday night as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the EDS team making the bench there tonight. So as I say, I calculate that as 3 changes from the team that beat West Ham at the weekend. So Shaun, what are your instant impressions on that starting 11 for tonight?
You look at it, and even with all the changes, it's still a very, very strong City team. So you know what way City play, and that's never going to change. And I'm really looking forward to the game, because normally the games against Aston Villa, especially the ones that I was involved in, were always quite exciting games.
And we're guessing, in terms of Kyle Walker there, SHay, we're sort of speculating that he probably just needs a break.
Yeah.
Because his intensity this season has been insane.
Yeah, he's phenomenal at every game. He gives everything, Kyle Walker. He's a machine, really, absolutely unbelievable up and down that right side. But yeah, the surprising thing for me is there's so many academy players. I mean, there's some brilliant players on the bench, don't get me wrong. But the strength and depth, you'd say, of a Man City squad gone years by, it would be like full internationals on the bench. But there's some very exciting young talent on there. Of course, great to see Jack Grealish back on the bench tonight as well. Hopefully we'll see him back at his old hunting ground at Villa Park, and of course Phil Foden as well back on the team sheet as well. So I'm sure them two will get a run out tonight at some point.
What do you think he's feeling right now, Shaun? Can you remember the feeling when you were at Chelsea and you came back here for the first time?
It was quite overwhelming, to be honest with you. And I can imagine he'll feel the same. He would have wanted to be fit for this game, and knowing Jack, he would have wanted to start this game, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So he'll be looking to obviously get on and show the Villa fans exactly why he got bought to City, and he'll want to do them as much proud as he wants to do City.
Now, if we're looking again there at the starting 11 in the defence, we've got Cancelo. Now, I'm speculating again that he's going to be on the right tonight and Zinchenko on the left. What a player he's been this season, SHay. Have you watched him much? What have you thought of him this year?
Yeah, phenomenal. He could play anywhere, not to be honest. And I'm not even joking. People say take that lightly, but he actually left back, right back, midfield. He can play in a forward position as well. I think the ball last week or 2 weeks ago for Sterling's goal with the outside of his right foot was... I don't think I'll see a better pass the whole season. It was just phenomenal, and sometimes people like PlayStation pass or something. It was that good, So he's a special talent, and as you say, now we'll not know until they come out. Obviously, at 8:15 for the game where he's going to start. But I would imagine with Kyle Walker being out, he'll start at right back, I think.
And then we're guessing that Zinchenko will be left back, but he might be in the midfield, Shaun. Who knows?
Yeah, that's honestly the thing. I think Pep's done such a great job at building the confidence so much around these players that they actually believe and actually do play in literally every position. I think for the last 2 years, we have no striker, and we still score the goals and create the same amount of chances. So,
do you think we'll get a striker then?
I don't think we need one. I'll come out of retirement.
Yeah?
Yeah, just stand in the box.
There's a few kids in the bench, but don't you be getting excited on me?
We're hitting the big questions there, though, right at the start. I like that, Shay. You're not shying.
January's only a month away, so no, it will be interesting because there's no secret that Pep wanted a number 9 in the summer. I don't think that's any secret. It was in the press and what have you, but I still think they could do with a number 9. I'd say we've been to quite a few games this season, and the amount of chances this team creates is phenomenal. And you feel sometimes if you just had an out-and-out number 9 who sort of parked himself between the two posts, how many tap-ins they would get, I do not know.
Yeah.
So I mean, they don't need a number 9, but I think it would be a bit like Lukaku, who's joined Chelsea. That gives them that real sort of focal point up front. And I think I'm not sure if Pep's business is finished this season with maybe bringing one more in.
Yeah, it is going to be. I feel like it's a topic that we are going to be talking about non-stop all season. And if you look back to the weekend's game, I think we had 15 chances on goal and obviously scored the two goals, which seems to be a bit of a common theme. But like you said, Shaun, we've got goals coming from all over the pitch, so no worry.
Yeah, we definitely have. But I do have to agree with Shay. I've seen a few games, and there are some games where you think if we did have a number 9, it would be so much different, because they do actually occupy 2 centre backs, and they all have to communicate. So then it does free up space for maybe the cutback and other situations. So I have to agree with Shay with that one.
Now, we do have an out-and-out striker on the bench, of course, in Cole Palmer. We've seen him a couple of times this season when he's come on. He's had some great impact, and he's doing incredibly well for the EDS. Scored on Monday night. Shay, how important is it that we're getting some of these youth players onto the bench to experience, say, what it's like on a Premier League match day?
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole football club is phenomenal. Obviously, the new training grounds behind the stadium behind us here, the financial sort of support they've given the youth setup and the academy and the EDS and all that is phenomenal. They don't want for anything, Me and Shawnee had to get a prefab at Carrington all those years ago, but the setup they have, I think that's the whole sort of mantra of the football club. There's no excuses for first team players, academy players, underage players. They've everything given to them, and they've got to go and prove it right. And the young players on the bench are on the bench tonight for a reason, because they're top players, and they will be top players for this football club. But I think that you're getting the rewards of investing in the academy, investing in the youth. And now they're coming through to the first team, which was probably the ideal plan. Yeah, and it means it's incredible. Like you say, it's the ideal plan, and it means so much to the fans as well, Shaun. You'll know that, because we always felt like you were one of our own. Yeah, it does. And for me myself, obviously seeing them all come through, and not only seeing them come through, how well they're actually doing when they get their chance. Because back when I come through, there was talent in front of me, but the talent that is now in front of these kids is obviously a next level, and it's in a position where when it happened, for example, at Chelsea, no kids came through. Now, Pep has found a solution where he seems to be able to get these kids playing at the same level, that if they do come into the first team, they don't actually look out of shape. So all the coaches, for me, have done fantastic, and big kudos to the kids that are coming through. Yes, the more we want more, bring more through. Somebody else I'd like to quickly talk about. Every time I see him playing for City now, it feels extra special, and it's Fernandinho. And I don't like to sort of wish him away in any way, because I'll be devastated. But it does kind of feel like we might be in his last season, and he's been such. And I hope not. By I'm going to say I hope not. By I know nothing. I know nothing. She knows something. She knows something. She knows. I really hope that we'll see more of him. But every time he starts now, it does feel special, because he's been an incredible servant to the club. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Scored recently as well. I think he's just a a real lovable character as well. You know, he's very charismatic. I think in the changing room, he's a massive personality in the changing room as well. And I think, you know, from day one, I remember him going back to the club and he'd be in the kit room, he'd chat me, having the crack and all. You know, he's just one of the lads, really, you know, and I think he's really settled in so well at the football club and not just that, in the city as a whole. You know, he feels at home here and he'll be missed. We always say you sometimes don't miss until he's gone. When he's not here, you'll miss what influential player he has been for the football club.
I don't think he will leave. I think even
Good.
I think he might.
Do you know
stop.
anything?
Somebody knows something here. And they're not telling me anything.
I think he might retire, but I think he will stay on as part of City. That's what I personally think. I think he seems to love it here, and everybody loves him. So it is a lot to leave behind.
Because he's really integrated into the city as well. Like I've seen him do interviews where he sort of refers to himself as a mank, and I think he did an interview where he said he hasn't been on holiday. You know, like he hasn't tried to go abroad in the last sort of 2 years with what's going on. He's a proper mank now.
Yeah, he's right in there. So that's even more reason where he's going to stay.
And I follow his son on Instagram as well, by the way. His Instagram's brilliant. He films like when Fernandinho gets home from Gabe's, like sees him go through the door and celebrates, and they just seem like they proper love, like they proper love the club, which we love, which we always love, obviously. Now we can go to an interview now, recorded just minutes ago from Nathan Ake.
Nathan, good to see you. Still no Kevin De Bruyne in the side tonight as he recovers from COVID. As teammates, how much are you missing him at the moment?
Yeah, of course, he's a big miss. He's one of the best players in the world, so obviously he's going to be a miss. But no, he's been back now in training, so that's a good sign. But no, we have a good enough squad to do well today.
And Pep Guardiola has said there's a state of emergency with the amount of players out at the moment. As players, are you feeling the strain currently?
No, I think as players we just have to focus on ourselves, make sure we stay fit, do the best we can to stay fit and to be able to perform at a high level all the time. So that's what we're trying to do.
And Jack Grealish is back at Villa Park tonight. Since he's arrived, what's he brought to the dressing room?
No, he's a very nice lad. He's a top player, obviously. So he brings a lot of quality to the team. But also outside of the pitch in the change room, he's a very nice guy and always chats with everyone. So he's a very good addition to the team.
And finally, 5 wins on the bounce. What's been working particularly well with City at the moment?
No, I think we're in a good flow. I think a lot of games have been very tough, but we managed to get it over the line and been playing really well. Also, a lot of players who come in, come out. Everyone performed well, so we have to do again tonight.
Thanks, Nathan.
Cheers.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
So that was the thoughts of Nathan Ake ahead of tonight's 8:15 p.m. kickoff against Aston Villa. So in the interview there, it was mentioned Pep's comments in the press conference the other day about there being an emergency in the squad, and we can kind of see that now. We're looking at the fact that there is five youth players on the bench. Are you worried at all, Shaun, given that we've got eight games in December?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say worried. I think, like the words Pep used, concerned is normal with the amount of games that are coming up. But I think with the squad of players he has got out, also that's when the best chances come, as horrible as it sounds, for the young players to get that chance to make their claim permanent, is off basically an injury or if somebody's suspended. Otherwise, sometimes, especially in a team and a squad like City, the way they're always performing at that level, sometimes it's impossible to get that chance. And so I think now these guys have got to take their chance. So it's somewhere now they're battling for that position on the bench, and then they'll move on to maybe even the first team.
Now, if you'd like to ask either of our guests a question this evening, you can do that by using our WhatsApp. The number is on screen. Now, ask them anything you want. Ask them something serious about the team, about the tactics, or ask them something about their careers. Whatever you want, I'm going to put your questions to them. So use that WhatsApp number that is on the screen now to get your questions in. And I also just want to remind you that if you haven't downloaded the Man City app yet, if you're watching us on Twitter or YouTube or one of the other social channels, get that app downloaded before the game starts, because that is the best place to get your commentary for the game. Honestly, Ali Man is my absolute favourite person to listen to. So get that downloaded quick. So there wasn't a game earlier today as well. Our academy team played Nottingham Forest. The under-18s played today and they won. It was 4-1 to the academy, and we're just showing you now the 4th goal. Oh, you'd have been proud of that, Shaun.
Well, you want a strike.
It's a great strike, but SHay, talk to me about the keeper, buddy.
Oh, hang on a minute. Give him some credit, lad.
No, I'm just asking. Talk to me about the keeper. It was on the keeper's side.
What you on about? I don't think Clark Kent would have saved that. For people watching Clark Kent's Superman, yeah?
Yeah, no,
so it was over some people's heads.
Yeah,
I was hoping for a more funny reaction, but you didn't get it.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was that funny.
I thought it was a great strike. Give him some credit.
I said the strike was great. I said, please answer me about the goalie.
No, it was a good strike. A lot of movement on the ball, felt.
Would you have saved that, SHay?
No.
Right, we're going to have a look now. Oh, you can get that game, by the way. The under-18s game is available on City Plus now. You can watch the whole game straight away. So there you go. Download the app, get City Plus, you're sorted. Right, we're going to go now to the Aston Villa team news ahead of the game today. So you can see there that your Aston Villa team news. In goal is Martinez. It's just coming for you. I promise you, it's just coming for you any second. Martinez, and then it is Cash, Konsa, Mings, Target, McGinn, Nakamba, Louise, Bendia, Watkins, and Bailey. That is your starting 11. If you can't see it, I can. I'm going to keep you up to date here. Don't worry. Okay, on the Aston Villa bench for today, it is Steer, House, Tuanzebe, Young, Sanson, Ramsey, Chukwuemeka, El Ghazi, and Davies. That is your Aston Villa team. Now, you're supposed to see that on your screen there. I was getting that in my ear, so forgive us as we got you all of that team news for today. In terms of the Aston Villa team there, SHay, who are the players that we really need to be watching out for?
Well, attacking players, of course, Watkins, Buendia. I think John McGinn's a fantastic player as well. I think City tonight, I think I've got to get at. I think at the back, Mings has not had his best season, and maybe Consta's done okay, but Mings has struggled a bit in recent times, so I think obviously City will try and get in the front foot of. But if Villa come into the game, and obviously Steven Gerrard's two wins out of 2, so they're full of confidence now on the back of 5 defeats. So after that, they come in, they're really rocking. And tonight, Villa Park will be a full house as well. So yeah, McGinn, I like McGinn a lot, if I'm being honest. Buendia has done okay since he joined from Norwich in the summer. I think they're expecting a wee bit more of him. But again, Watkins as well has scored since Gerrard's come in as well. I think the new managers give him a lift as well. So yeah, it should be good.
So yeah, of course, he's come in 2 games, 2 wins for Steven Gerrard. His record against City as a player was pretty insane. Of course, I imagine you've both had experience of him, but Shaun, we know that you had a few games against him for City. Now, he scored against City in a game at Anfield that you also scored in, but then he scored again. So what are your memories of him as a player?
He was a fantastic player. I think when my first England call up for me, I knew he was a great player, but just to see the level that he trained at then, he zipped a ball into me when we was training. And as soon as he zipped it in, I said I knew straight away I had to be at my best all the time just to deal with his passes. And I think the way he plays with the energy, he's got a little nasty side to him as well, which with these little late tackles that he does. But I think everything he achieved in his career, you can see exactly why. And I think as a manager, he will act the same way. Hence the reason why I think Villa have bounced back so quickly, because he's kind of in a way rubbing off on them, and they're giving all and dying for the cause, and their talent then is basically coming out and shining.
You, of course, played with him for England as well, alongside him 24 times, apparently, for England, if you didn't know that, Shaun. At that time, could you see that he was going to go on and become a manager?
No, you could see he had that brain to be able to do it, but like back then, no, I wouldn't necessarily say I saw him going on to be a manager.
Do you think, SHay, in terms of the sort of, we often talk about when a new manager goes in, a new manager bounce type thing, In terms of the game tonight, do you think this is his first big challenge as a manager in the Premier League? I should say respectfully.
Yeah, well, I think any game in the Premier League is a tough game, but I think tonight, obviously against the champions, is going to be a real tough ask for him to get a victory. But what he has done, he's given that bounce effect. New manager. We look at maybe Newcastle last night, Eddie Howe. 3 games in charge, they've only had 2 points out of 9. So Steven Gerrard's had the opposite effect. So he's won 2 out of 2. So it just changed the mentality, the confidence within the team, within the group. They're all buzzing now. They're looking forward to the games rather than maybe a couple of weeks ago maybe dreading them, thinking we've lost 5 on the bounce. Let's not make it 6. Now they're going for, can we make it a hat-trick of victories tonight? And what a scalp it would be if we could beat Man City. So there's a lot of positives at Villa Park now. And again, Steven probably in January will want to bring a couple of players in as well. They've got financial backing at Villa now. I think there's 2 billionaires behind them now as well, so they've got a lot of money behind them. So I think Steven Gerrard's an ambitious manager, and I think it could be a good fit there at Villa for him.
Did you feel the new manager bounce when you were at any of your previous clubs? Was it a feat?
Yeah, I think what it does naturally is players maybe are out of the picture for the manager before. The new manager comes in and normally goes as a clean slate for everyone, so I don't care what happened before me. I'm coming in and I'm going to look at you all in training. I'm going to give my opinion and I'm going to pick my team, not the previous manager team. So straight away, that gives the lads in the changing room a lift that goes, right, well, I've got a chance now to get in the team. So naturally, the whole sort of thing gets lifted, I think.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with SHay. It's almost like a new lease of life where you want to get in a team and, like you said, you have a clean slate to try and get possibly in a position and take someone's position who was just playing week in, week out. And like you said, when the new manager comes in, you just want that spot. So it raises everybody's game.
You mentioned John McGinn before. We focus on City on this show, but I'm a big John McGinn fan because I'm Scottish, obviously. And I feel like Steven Gerrard is going to be the perfect manager for him to get the best out of him. And we've seen it in the 2 games that he's been managing. He's really raised his game already. Everyone's not Scottish right now is going to be thinking, why is she talking about John McGinn? But forgive me.
John's a brilliant player. I think really maybe something's underrated, but I think even last year with Jack Grealish as well, them sort of partnership last year were absolutely phenomenal. Jack was brilliant, obviously, but I think John was nearly as good and maybe went under the radar a bit because Jack was so good next to him, But I think John McGinn's a real talent, obviously, for Scotland as well. He's been brilliant for Scotland. I think the Villa fans have really taken him as well. He's a real sort of fans' favourite at Villa Park, and I think his performances have shown that.
Yeah, it's his personality as well. I saw a picture of him the other day. The Manx will appreciate this, going into training in a short sleeve T-shirt and shorts when the snow's thick on the ground. You would have done that, Shaun. We've learned that.
No chance.
Yeah,
I would have my woolly hat on,
a
puffer jacket, everything. No shorts in the snow.
He's got a hot water bottle underneath that.
Just to give me the height.
Right, question for you both. Do either of you play fantasy football?
Yeah, I do. It's so stressful.
You do? Okay. SHay?
I played it once when I was at Stoke, actually, but I lost interest, if I'm being honest.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Are you right now? Are you into it?
Yeah, I do enjoy it. I started it up for some reason. Me trying to be too smart for social media. I started I put it on the Instagram. There's like 900 people. I think I'm near the bottom of it as well. Well,
you've got your own league that you need the bottom of.
Yeah,
right. In the break, I want to have a look at yours and see where you are in the City League, because if you're on fantasy, and of course you put your team as City, there is a Manchester City League. And the last time of the show, I worked out that I was above Jolien, and so he was really not happy about that, and I was really happy about that. Right, we're going to have a little look now at 3 players in the teams tonight that we've been having a little look at, a little focus on for your fantasy teams. Obviously, if you don't have João Cancelo in your fantasy team, you probably shouldn't be playing fantasy football anymore. Shaun, I'm presuming you have João Cancelo in your fantasy team. Come on.
No, the problem is only recently you've seen he's starting every game. Whereas before with Pep, you never know who's playing in Pep's team, so it's so hard to use Man City players.
Can we just call this
because
pass?
it just changes.
Forget the fantasy team. That pass is ridiculous. That's the one I spoke about before, wasn't it? Yeah. Absolutely unbelievable. God, sorry. I know nothing about fantasy football, so back to SWP next to me.
You need to get onto it, right? Bernardo Silva as well, in terms of an attacking player at City, because Shaun is right. There is, obviously people get nervous putting City players in because of the rotation, but João Cancelo and Bernardo Silva are players that have played absolutely regularly this season for City, and they are 2 key players there for your fantasy team from City. And we like to include a player from the other team as well. And you mentioned him before, SHay, Ollie Watkins.
I had him in my team though at the start of the season.
Okay.
He wasn't carrying enough weight, so I had to take him out my team because he didn't get me any points.
Yeah, to be fair, we have to highlight a player from another team. I wouldn't go jumping to put him in your team in terms of the points right now.
He's not. I don't think he's going in my team at the minute.
Yeah, no, but the other 2. you need to get João Cancelo in your team.
That means I have to take somebody out because financially I've only got like
get your team up at some point. Can we get his team up at some point on here?
You
just to show
cannot
people?
have
I would
my
like to see
team
it.
up there. No.
Yes,
Shay.
I agree with Shay.
No, Shay.
I agree with Shay. We need to get Shaun's team up. We need to get Shaun's team up for sure. So I'll find out. I'll let you all know at half time how good his team is. And we can see Ollie Watkins there. So in terms of Ollie Watkins, Shay, you mentioned him earlier. What have you made of him so far this
brilliant.
season?
He's done really well. I mean, come up as a Derby for a few years, our coaching. He obviously come from Brentford, done brilliant for them, and now he's, some people always ask the question, can he make the step up to the Premier League? And he's done it brilliantly. Scored in Steven Gerrard's first game as well at Villa Park, fantastic goal. So his confidence is back as well. I think he's a real handful, and he's should I say, without the ball as well, he works hard as well without the ball, not just when he's got the ball. I think he works hard, maybe like a Paul Dickoff type person that really sort of gets at defenders. And obviously the way City play as well, I think he'll know that maybe he might get a chance off maybe overplaying at the back. Sometimes he'll be always sniffing that for danger as well.
And you obviously thought you had him in your team at the start of the season, Shaun, so you saw something there in him.
When you said he was carrying weight, does that mean he was like heavy, or does that mean what does that mean?
No, that's just my lingo, Shay.
And what does that mean? But what does that mean to an Irishman? Does that mean a good thing? Is that a bad thing?
Basically, he wasn't carrying his weight. So, like last year, he was like scoring a lot of goals and causing a lot of problems. So I thought, I'm going to start him in my fantasy football team this year. And then obviously he wasn't scoring at the start of the season, and I needed points, so I needed to remove him.
So he lost a bit of weight.
Yeah, if you want to put it like that, you can have it like that.
Sort of,
yeah,
this is great.
Just trying to work it out myself.
No, but I think he's a fantastic player. I second everything Shay just said about him. And people talk about City needing number 9s and people knowing where the goal is. He's the type of striker that would fit straight in and score those goals. So not all the time I think you need to spend 150 million to get a striker that scores goals when you're in a team that create 15 odd chances. So there's a big pool of strikers that City can actually go for. And the way Pep coaches players, as we've seen him do with Sterling, he can turn them into elite players.
I'm loving this, by the way, you two. Like, I just want to try and find things that you might disagree about to just get the two of you going now. There's got to be some stories about your times playing together. We'll delve into this relationship a bit later on, I think, everybody. Right, so Shaun and I love Fantasy Premier League. Shay not so much so, but another man that does is Phil Foden.
Who's the best defender you've come up against this season?
This season? Wan-Bissaka. I think he's great in 1v1 defending. Yeah, that's his strong point. Yeah, so I'll probably say him.
Which of your teammates is most likely to score a goal?
Oh, that's how we have so many different goal scorers. Probably say Bernardo this year, if he keeps getting on the end of things.
Who is the most likely to get an assist?
Kev, De Bruyne.
Because?
He always has the most assists.
Which defender in your team is most likely to get a goal or an assist, and why?
John. I think last year he scored a couple as well against Crystal Palace, so yeah, I'll probably say John.
Which of your teammates is most likely to score a free kick, and why?
Mahrez. I've seen him put a few in training, so I'll probably say him.
Who's most likely to get a booking, and why? You lose points for a booking.
Booking? Ruben. He's that aggressive, solid defender. Goes in hard, so I'll probably say him.
And finally, if you were picking one of your teammates for your fantasy Premier League team, who would it be and why?
Bernardo. He's been class this year. Yeah, it's been unbelievable, so yeah, definitely him.
No, I'm sorry, Phil. It's Cancelo. Like, it's Cancelo, Phil. We love you, but you've got to have Cancelo in your fantasy team. Seriously, everybody, listen to me. He's like the second highest scoring player in the game. I told you I was obsessed. I apologise. Profusely. Right, that was the thoughts of Phil Foden, who is back fit. He makes the bench today, and that is a perfect time to have a recap. If you're just joining us, a big welcome to Matchday Live. Here is your all-important team news ahead of today's 8:15 game against Aston Villa. So the City starting 11 there, you can see it's Edison, and then Cancelo, Diaz, Ake and Zinchenko. Rodri, Fernandinho, Silva, Mahrez, Jesus and Sterling. Now, really interesting subs bench for you today is Stefan and Carson. And then, as you can see, Grealish and Foden are back. They are fit. They make the bench. And then we welcome 5 players from the youth team. It's Mbete, Palmer, MATCHDAY, Lavia and Wilson Esbrand. And 4 of them played on Monday night in their game against Leeds with goals from Cole Palmer and from McAtee. So that is your starting 11 and subs bench for today's game against Aston Villa. Now, gents, we're going to move on and we're going to do one of my favourite parts of the show. Now, when they ask you to come on, SHay, I'm not even sure they told you about this.
Didn't.
And I didn't pre-warn you about it either.
Why is he laughing?
Yeah, he's laughing. It's Cryptic City. So
Right.
is this a total new thing for you?
Very much so, yeah.
Shaun, do you want to explain it?
You got better chance. You explain this than me explaining it.
You might give me the wrong lingo, him.
Just trust me.
So this is our game that we like to play every game. So basically, we're going to put up 4 pictures on screen, really random pictures. I have to tell you, our producer, Daryl, has a crazy mind with the pictures that he puts up. You have to say what you see, put them all together, and get the name of a former or current Manchester City player. Now, we want your answers at home. So, tweet us through #ManCity. Tweet us your thoughts, your suggestions, your annoyance. Right, gents, I'm going to ask you to tell us what you can see. See
Is
if
this
you
the
can
start of
help
it, is
us.
it?
This is it.
All right, I thought that was the intro.
Right, that's 4 pictures. What can you see?
Zorro.
Zorro, great
Yeah.
start.
I was going to thought it was the Teletubbies on the right, but that's not Teletubbies, was it? Only Fools and Horses, we got them.
Rodney and Trigger.
Rodney and Trigger, very good.
Rodney and Trigger, and then cassette tapes, is it?
VHS video.
No, it's not VHS.
It is. You know, you're that age anyway, so it's around your time.
I was Blu-ray DVD, mate. I'm younger than you think. I'm younger than I look.
Okay, so you've got a video, you've got Zorro. Right, you've got kids. What are these things?
They're sweets. I still eat them now.
What are
Forget
they
about
called?
my kids.
You're a kid.
Yeah.
What are they called?
I don't know the actual name, but you know, you take the top off and it comes up and it's spring-loaded underneath.
Yeah.
And they're like little rectangle sherbety sweets.
Why did you take the thing away from our screen for? Daryl.
SHay needs more time.
I need some more. I want to see you two now. I need to see the bleeding Zorro again back and. So we've got to make a name out of that.
Yeah.
You've got to make a name out of it. There you go.
There we go.
Another
Thanks,
look.
Daryl.
I'm so glad somebody feels how I feel for the last 2 times
So it
I've
has to
been
be
on it.
a current or past player.
You'll get half time and then we'll announce it full time. So you've got time.
I don't want
SHay.
to give it away to the people at home, do we? Just yet.
No, yeah, but you can talk us through. But do you know it?
No. I'll give him a chance to answer and tweet in and stuff, innit?
Now, I like to play it, and I played it downstairs before we came on, and I did get it, just so you know. But I think...
No, you didn't. I know
I
the full story.
No, I did get it.
She's been here since 12 o'clock, like.
But I'm going to give you... my best tip is that Zorro is bang on. So Zorro is what you want.
I think I know.
Do you?
Yeah.
Can you say it or not?
No, not now. I can't. I
Why
can
not?
say it when we're off air.
Why can't you say it?
Because then the game's not over yet. It's only just started.
The game's up if you say it. I could be wrong, but no.
Yeah, I'll tell
Are
you
you
later.
confident? Are you
Shay.
confident?
No, that's the thing. I'm not that confident on it.
Right, sorry.
These two are quickly becoming my new favourite guests. Look at them. I feel like you guys have had like some sort of relationship where one of them's broken the other one's heart or something here, right?
Afraid not.
We're going to delve into this more. I promise. In fact, get your questions in. Ask them what the beef is here. What's the tension? I'm telling you, there's tension here. Right now, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we're going to head over now to Sao Paulo, where young leaders, these incredible young leaders that are part of the Citizens Giving programme, are using football to educate local kids on the importance of water and its conscious consumption. Over the weekend, the project centre in Villa Albertina, local City fans Cesar and Raquel volunteered in the project. And I know a little bit about this, and honestly, it's absolutely fascinating what they're doing. We're incredibly proud of them all. So thanks to Xylem's water technology expertise, a rainwater capture and treatment system will provide more consistent access to clean water all year round. Let's find out a little bit more.
A Vila Albertina representa minha moradia, porque foi aqui que eu cresci, lugar de história. O projeto Educação e Água está está por fazer para educar a Vila Albertina, ensinar sobre como não gastar água, começando primeiro por nós, jovens líderes, e depois os jovens líderes passar para a comunidade, familiares. Através do futebol a gente aprende como reutilizar água, como economizar água, a importância da água na nossa vida.
Eu nasci e fui criada aqui e eu gosto muito daqui. Eu sou jovem líder da comunidade da Vila Albertina. A gente vê que a gente enfrenta muita dificuldade aqui, às vezes a gente acha que a gente não pode ajudar, mas com essas atividades, essas oficinas que vêm pra gente, eles mostram que mesmo a gente pensando que não dá, as pequenas coisas podem ajudar de uma forma muito grande.
A Zylen, como líder em tecnologias da água, usa os seus recursos, tempo e tecnologia para poder ajudar a sua comunidade. Já estamos trabalhando aqui com Gol de Letra há algum tempo e percebemos que o grande problema aqui é a escassez de água.
Está trabalhando com uma implantação de um sistema de captação de água de chuva que vai poder abastecer aí o uso, principalmente, né, tanto dos banheiros, dos banhos e tudo mais, porque a gente está falando de um centro de atividade esportiva, portanto tem uma necessidade de um consumo de água importante, e a ideia de não desperdiçar com a água que vem da rede e poder otimizar com a água, né, que a gente tem aí, que cai do céu. Essa é a ideia de reaproveitar.
Hoje a gente fez algumas atividades, né? A atividade principal foi o foco da horta vertical. Então foi uma experiência bem bacana, né? Não tinha o conhecimento e foi legal adquirir esse conhecimento e poder compartilhar junto com os voluntários. E para mim foi interessante saber que existe um projeto tão bacana quanto esse.
O uniforme ele foi construído, né, de uma maneira super sustentável. A gente sabe, né, que a indústria da moda é uma das que agride bastante o meio ambiente, então a gente teve essa pegada de construir um uniforme muito voltado a isso, à economia da água, enfim. E a Puma, ela é muito ligada a isso, né? A gente tem aí os 3 grandes pilares que hoje estiveram aqui, que é muito voltado ao futebol, ao meio ambiente e também à sustentabilidade, né? O que pra gente também tem muito fit, é muito importante.
Foi uma experiência muito legal. Eu acho que agregou bastante, tanto para o nosso aprendizado quanto para os jovens líderes que estão aqui hoje com a gente. E que pode ser uma coisa que a gente pode passar para frente para a comunidade, que vai ser uma atividade bem legal.
A água é nossa, a água é vida e a água é tudo que precisamos. Cuide bem da água, economize.
So I told you it was absolutely fascinating. It's incredible the work that Citizens Giving is doing all around the world, and we're so proud of our young leaders and of everybody that is involved in it. So a big shout out to everybody in Sao Paulo and around the world. We are so proud of you. Keep up the good work. Now, you've been sending in your WhatsApp questions for our guests. Keep them coming in. There's some really good ones coming in, so we're going to get to them now. We're going to ask as many as I possibly can, then I'll try and get some more at half time and full time as well. Now, first question is for you, Shane. I really like this. It's come from Steve in Lim. And he says, Edison is always there for us when called upon. Did you prefer being a busy keeper, or did you prefer to let the outfield do the talking?
It's a good question, actually. I remember playing back in the day against David Seaman, and I'd normally touch the ball before the game, to get a feel for it. And Seaman would never touch the ball. He goes, if I don't touch the ball the whole game, I don't care as long as he won. That's sort of stuck in my mind. But I don't know. I think as a goalkeeper, you like to contribute. If that's making a save, or like Ederson's, of some unbelievable passes. Sometimes he can even have an assist or whatever it is. But I think you get a better feeling when you've actually contributed to the victory. That's the most important thing. The team. It's all about the team for me. And but yeah, Ederson, what a goalkeeper he's been for the club. Absolutely brilliant.
And we've got another question come from Yara Majid, who says, "Who do you think will have the biggest impact on the game today, Shaun?"
For me, it's got to be Cancelo.
See? Get him in your fantasy team.
It's because she keeps telling you. Just say it. Be your own man. Just say what you think.
No, it's just like the way he plays in general. I think in the Premier League, he's got the most touches this season. Yeah, and I'm not gonna. Don't quote me on that.
I'm quoting you.
But yeah, I think, and just. The way he plays in the multiple different positions, as SHay said, they all seem so natural to him. Like, if he has always played in midfield, you would think that. You wouldn't be able to tell he's out of position. And I just think that's a fantastic asset to have as a fullback.
Have you ever played with a player like that could just play everywhere?
Yeah, myself. Say
SHay,
something,
anything to say
SHay.
to
I'm
that?
waiting
Yeah.
for it.
Just dropped his trumpet there.
Mic drop. No, I haven't, to be honest. Not to that level
it is quite
anyway.
refreshing to see a player like that because, you know, some, especially younger players, academy players, I'm a right back, I'm a left back, you know what I mean? Even Zinchenko against PSG played in midfield, he could play left back tonight. But like the versatility of these players, they can play in so many different positions, and it's a good message to young kids watching. It's like, don't get stuck in your head they play in the one position. You know, you get a better appreciation for maybe if you're a right back and the right winger or the inside forward, what do they see in the game? It's a different picture, you know, so it's quite good.
100%.
Were you always a goalkeeper growing up, or did you try other positions?
No, I used to be top goal scorer from my school.
No, I knew that.
What
was
are you
coming.
lying for? That's true, right? Anyone watching this true. St Columbus College in Stranraer and Donegal in Ireland. Top goal scorer from my school, under 14s.
Is there like a paper report?
There will be. It'll be black and white. Very black.
I need to see
very
it.
Black and white. It might be but old school, but it's definitely in there somewhere. No, I genuinely didn't play up front, and I enjoyed it actually. I love scoring goals. 14 one season. I'll let you have. Did you score 14 goals any seasons?
Well, if you're going back that far.
Oh, I don't mean like under, like whatever.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. You sounded like it was like
after
under
that, I was
7
out
or
the
something.
field, wasn't I? Can't go to a professional.
So what was it? So was it like under 10s?
No, under 14s. I said.
You sure?
Yeah, but I'm asking you at senior level because that's your position. You're an attacking player.
No,
what was your top season?
My top season, I think, was 11, 12 goals.
So I beat you then 14.
Yeah, but you was playing up front. I was playing midfield.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay. Told you, I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. Right, Joshua 1128 said, "Hi, I hope you're all well." We are, Josh. Thank you very much for asking. That's very kind. Is Jack Grealish going to score tonight? And if so, how will he celebrate?
To be fair, I think Jack's grown up at Villa, obviously a Villa fan and stuff, you know, so I'd love to see him come on tonight, and Jack will be itching to get off the bench, and I hope he gets a good reception, because some of the media in the last couple of days have been a bit like, do you know what I mean, but giving him a bit of stick and what have you, but you know, he's been there, I think, since he was like, I don't know, 6 or 7, coming through their academy and stuff, and I was lucky enough to play when he made his debut for Aston Villa. I was at Villa at the time, and I remember we played Liverpool in the semi-final FA Cup. Actually, Steven Gerrard's, I think, birthday was the final day, and they were all saying they were going to be playing in the final. But Jack was man of the match in the semi-final, and he was brilliant, you know. And I just hope he comes on tonight and gets the reception I think he deserves, because he's, you know, he loves Aston Villa as well. So it'll be a big night for him.
Yeah, I really hope so as well for him. I hope he gets the right reception from them, because I think we, as City fans, in reverse, I think you're quite a good example of that, Shaun. We gave you a great reception when you came back.
Yeah, they did, to be fair. Everybody did, but I don't think it's like that everywhere else, because you've seen it before where they go back and they don't get that. And it depends on we don't know the full terms of how he come here, but I'm with SHay. I think for what he's done there and how he came through there, I think he deserves nothing but that.
What you would say is a modern player now is obviously social media and stuff, and it's really easy to people behind keyboards and on phones just to give them stick, you know. Even proper Villa fans would be giving them, maybe after a few beers, whatever it is, like, and giving them stick, and in the cold light of the day, I think 90%, 99% of them should be really get behind him and give him, you know, sort of a thankful sort of reception, at least until he probably scores, and then they might be less thankful.
But to actually answer the question, I don't think he will celebrate if he scores.
We got there in the end, didn't we?
Well, it's called teamwork.
Oh yeah, that's the dream work.
A bit of a follow-on, Shaun. Just want to ask you, the person not put their name, but their Twitter number is 645321. I can't believe they got that handle. Well done, you, Shaun. If you had your time again, would you have joined Chelsea?
As everybody knows, I didn't have much choice there, so I never would have left in the first place, to be honest with you. But if City never wanted to sell me to start with, it never would have happened, because I never wanted to leave to start with.
Oh, I knew that was the answer. And I remember when you went, and I remember crying. We were all devastated when you went. So, yes, there you go. That's your answer. Right, it is the 1st of December today, and we are leading into a very, very Christmassy, busy period. We talked about the show tonight with it being the 1st of December, and I said, please can we just play that collar off when he sings Jingle Bells? So if you've not seen it, enjoy.
Srećan Božić i sve najbolje u novoj godini svim ljudima u Manchester City. Pozdrav. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride. And soon Miss Fanny Bright. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Merry Christmas from everybody at Manchester City.
Oh, I enjoy that every year so much. I think that's one of the best things we've ever done. We'd love to see your Christmas videos as well. How you've set. If you've got a city tree, I'd love to see that actually, or city decorations in your house. Collar off. I imagine that's what he was like all the time.
He was actually quite a laugh. He was actually quite a laugh. He was a very funny guy, and
doesn't look like he enjoys Christmas, does it? I'd like to wish you a very happy Christmas. Just wants to beat you up or something, didn't he?
Yeah, no, but I can't really laugh at his singing because I've been in that position and the same thing happened to me. So I'm gonna, not say too much about that.
I wish we had that. When have you been at clubs where they've said to you, just come along, we've got to do a few things with you, and then you've turned up and they've gone, will you sing Jingle Bells to the camera?
Yeah, well, it's normally an initiation song, isn't it, when you go join a football club and stuff, and I've joined a few football clubs, whatever, and my go-to song's The Wild Rover, like, and normally...
How does that go?
Normally one person sings one verse and then everyone claps. I've sung of 3 verses, the chorus is the whole lot. At the end, they're going, oh, bloody hell, here he goes again. Because you can't be a good sing song, can you?
Yeah, I got booed off. They threw napkins at me, which was to my delight, because the shorter the better. So, I was back in my seat.
I've heard a few raps in my time as well.
Yeah, that's the new generation.
A made-up rap, I've heard a player do a made-up rap. A rap?
Yeah, I was going to say, can you do it now on the show?
No, I couldn't rap nothing. I can rap a Christmas present, never mind leave and sing a rap.
So Christmas time as a footballer is a very, very busy period. So we have 8 games in December. 8 games. We're basically playing Saturday, midweek. What did you... Pep described December as the busiest, the toughest month of the year. Did you find that when you were a player?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's obviously a worry as well, even looking at the team tonight now, when you see the bench, and no disrespect to the young lads on the bench, but there's 5 kids in the academy that, as you say, they played a Monday night as well. So, I mean, it's a concern if they get a couple more injuries tonight. As you say, 8 fixtures in December is such a busy schedule, and you like to think some of the senior players who are injured or ill or whatever at the minute will be back in the next couple of weeks. But if they're not, then... it's a bit of a concern because some of these young kids might have to start a game in the next couple of weeks. But I think Pep's just got to get the balance right of minutes, getting the right amount of minutes into each player and trying to share the load a little bit.
We often talk about seeing the table at Christmas as well. It always seems like a bit of a pivotal moment. Do you think is it too strong to say that titles can be won and lost in December?
Well, it's been shown within the last 5 years that it can be done. But for me personally, especially this season, I don't think so. I think this season will go all the way to the wire with the 3 teams that are up there. They're so strong, but yet they still, in a way, drop points that you don't expect them to drop around. And I think that, especially with, like you said, the 8 games this season, over the Christmas period, it's likely to happen again. I don't want it to happen, especially to City, but it can happen.
You're right about the teams dropping points. Who would have thought that Chelsea would have dropped points to the lowly mid-table Manchester United?
Yeah,
that was a shock.
Yeah, but then you see what happened to Liverpool. They were 2-0 up. Brighton come back and draw 2-2. So I think there's going to be a few more banana skins out there.
Hopefully not for us, but let's send some banana skins across the 62 and down south, please. So the game kicks off in around about 15 minutes. Again, another chance for me to remind you, get that Manchester City app downloaded if you haven't as of yet. That is the perfect place to get your match commentary, the only commentary you want to listen to with the wonderful Alistair Mann. We're playing Aston Villa, of course, today, and we're going to have a look now at the top 5 goals that we have scored against Aston Villa.
Great skill from Shaun Wright-Phillips. What a run this is. Out to the right-hand side. Oh, fantastic goal. What a fantastic goal. Shaun Wright-Phillips is back.
Finally balances this. It's Haaland. It's a goal for Manchester City. caught out by Dzeko here. This could be the moment of the first half, because Carlos Tevez should score, does score.
Will try and make it 6. He does. In cool, calm and collected fashion.
To Wright-Phillips. Great skill from Shaun Wright-Phillips. What a run this is. Out to the right-hand side. Oh, fantastic goal. What a fantastic goal. Shaun Wright-Phillips is back.
Shot! Torre scores! City are in front, courtesy of Yaya Toure.
That was our top 5 goals against Aston Villa with kick-off less than 10 minutes away. SHay, you seem to particularly enjoy watching those top 5 goals.
Well, I'm not sure what time Shaun got here today, but it looks like it was a Shaun Wright-Phillips top 5 goals. Him and Darryl have come together, the producer, they put that together. He's going to come in with a big red book now and go, this is your life.
Oh, maybe we should do it. That's actually a good idea.
There you go. I thought we just seen it there now.
Nice one, Box.
Some good goals. I'll give you that.
Oh, nice. See, we love each other, really.
I'll give you that. Some good finishes on there.
So the game less than 10 minutes away, of course, is Pep Guardiola versus Steven Gerrard for the first time. And we've got a question that's come through on the WhatsApp for you, SHay, asking who was your favourite manager?
Oh, good question. Probably for me was Kenny Dalglish when I was a kid. He brought me to Blackburn from Glasgow Celtic when I was 18, and then he brought me to Newcastle when I was 21, and he gave me the number 1 jersey. And for a goalkeeper at 21 to be given that number 1 jersey, and it's such a big club at Newcastle as well, and it was he showed a lot of faith in me. And I think as a player, that's what you want, is the manager to really believe in you, and especially someone so young and playing the Premier League. And also, I'll probably say Kenny Dalglish. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, Shaun, how about you?
I always say Joe Roll. And it's for the similar reasons as what SHay said, to be honest with you, because when you are coming through and you're young, it is kind of scary, and for them to show that much faith and belief in you, it helps you make that transition a lot easier.
Oh, I loved Joe Royle. As soon as you said that there, it just made me feel happy. Right, so the kickoff is quickly coming upon us. If you're just joining us, a big welcome to Matchday Live. Let's have a look now at our starting 11 for tonight's game. And it is Edison in goal. 3 changes from the team that won against West Ham at the weekend. It is Cancelo, Diaz, Ake, Zinchenko, Rodri, Fernandinho, Silva, Mahrez and Sterling. That is your City starting 11 for today. Another thing we do on this show, SHay, that you might not have been told about is we ask you to do a prediction. Now, some people just flat out refuse to do it, but could you give us your final thoughts on ahead of the game, and what is your score prediction?
I do believe City's going to win the game tonight. I really do. I think on paper they've still got a really, really strong team there, full of international players, full of real quality. So I do fancy them to get a win. I think it's going to be close, but I think obviously Steven Gerrard's done a fantastic job. He's only been there a few weeks, but 2 victories. I think it's not going to be easy. A full house at Villa Park as well, which they'll have to silence that as well. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for Man City.
I take it anything. 3 points. Shaun, what do you think?
I'm with Shay. I think it will be tough, but I still think City will keep a clean sheet today. So I'm going to go 2-0.
And that'll be good for me because I've got Cancelo in my fantasy team, Shaun.
Then 2-1.
Okay. no, honestly, devastated in the West Ham game. Furious. Like Diaz as well. Furious. Right, we're going to have another look now at Cryptic City so that Shay can get his head around it and have a guess. So, as you know, have a look at the 4 pictures. Now, you've got to say what you see and maybe slightly twist and shorten and get creative. This is a former City player or current City player's name. And Shay said earlier that is Zorro, and I'm going to tell you that is definitely right. So maybe start from the back. Shay, do you got anything else you want to add to the pictures?
I did ask Shaun. He goes, "Oh yeah, them sweets I love on the right." I says, "What? Wait, was it your ear on TV? What are they called?" No idea. It could be the massive clue that we're missing here.
It is.
It is. See?
Yeah, but I think that the guys...
Well, if you like them, you must know what they're called.
The guys know on Matchday Live how bad I am at these, so they're not really expecting much from me. So that's why I passed it on to you. They found their match in me then, because I'm as bad. I said Rodney Marsh, to be fair, but I don't think it is.
If anybody knows the name of those
Rodney
sweets...
on the left, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
where else.
See, that's where I'm stuck. I don't know the actual name of them.
Yeah, tweet us the name of those sweets if you
That'll
can.
Be good, yeah.
Hashtag Man City. That'll give Shay and Shaun the vital clue that they need to get it.
Me some?
Yes, we've had 2 right answers, by the way, coming. We've had 2 right answers coming already, by the way. Well done to the 2 people that have got that. They obviously know the name of the sweets.
Can you ask them to at least tell me how they worked it out so I can use it on my next Cryptic City?
Yeah, well, at the end, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
We'll let you know how we worked it out. At this point, Shay, are you going to come back again? Yeah?
Well, if they make the cryptic thing a bit easier, then perhaps, give us some sort of clue. It's not Rodney Marsh then, is it?
It's not Rodney Marsh.
Am I not allowed to even guess?
Yes, you can guess. It's not. You can guess because I know your guess is wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not.
What if I guessed it right? Would that just blow the whole thing, or is it?
I probably wouldn't tell you. I'd probably sort of go. You can tell us who you really think it is if you want.
Who did you think it was? Before.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you said before I know who it is at the start, but we can't tell it to the end. Go and tell
I
it
don't
now.
know what you're talking about.
You said that.
Do you know who it is?
No, he said he thinks he knows who it is, but now he's not saying it.
Okay. I said it. It was wrong.
Oh, okay.
You didn't say it on TV live, but you said it on...
Nah, it's all right.
His guess was so bad he now doesn't want to repeat it.
What was it? What was it? Can you remember what it was?
It was Rodri.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that bad a guess for you.
So at least I had a guess.
Rodney Marsh. Frank Marsh. Here's Frank Marsh. Rodney Marsh, I said. That's a good guess. We're both wrong.
You are both wrong, but thank you very much for joining me today, to Shaun and to Shay. Thank you. We'll be back at half-time to give you our instant analysis, and also back at full-time. We'll do Cryptic City again at half-time and more of your questions as well. And don't forget, the only place that you want to get your commentary, it is Pro City commentary. It's where you want to get it by the incredible Alistair Mann. He is joined by former player Michael Brown as well. So get the app downloaded. What I like to do, or what I would suggest that you do, is if you're watching it on TV, mute it and put the commentary on. If you're not watching it on TV, just listen to the commentary. That's the way to do it to get your absolute best City experience. So as I say, we'll be back at half-time and full-time from the thoughts of the gents. Have a wonderful first half. Enjoy it. We're now going to have a little look at a wonderful campaign we've been involved with recently with our Rainbow Laces.
Let's support one another as one team.
We are stronger when we stick together.
I'm proud to be an ally. We are all on the same team.
Lace up, speak up.
Lace up, speak up.
Lace up, speak up.
Lace up, speak up.